We make countless decisions in a single day. What to eat, what to wear, what to even do for the day. There's a lot of research out there on how young people make decisions, but what happens to us when we age. Decision making in the older years is about to be studied at Yale University, and they're looking for volunteers ages 65 and older. Here to tell us more about it is Dr. Levy from the Yale School of Medicine. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So young people are easily studied, you say, because, well, they're looking for cash, always.
Yes.
So they'll come in, but there's not many studies on older people. Why is that?
That's true. So we know a lot about how young people make decisions. College students are easily available for studies. Older adults are harder to recruit. Some of them are not eligible to participate because of health problems and so on. And you need to really convince them that there is a good reason for coming.
So I know that you've really looked at a lot of MRIs. So you study MRIs and the decision-making process and the behavior that goes into that.
Right.
In studying that in elderly people, what are you hoping to learn from the study?
Two things. First is how they make decisions. So we know a lot about biases that young people have. For example, most of us tend to overestimate small probabilities. We buy lottery tickets, although the chance for winning is extremely, extremely low, and so on. We don't really know how these things change in older adults. So we would like to know that in order to be able to inform people who work with older adults, for example, physicians, about how older adults make their decisions, what do they take into account more than other things, and so on. For example, when they make decisions between possible medical treatments.
Right, you have much bigger decisions to make that involves your family, your finances, your health as you age.
Exactly, you need to make sure that you can support yourself for the rest of your life without working. You have big medical decisions and so on.
So tell me a little bit about this study. You're looking for people 65 years old and older. Right. Is there a cap on the limit?
No, there isn't. Okay. The older, the better.
And the good news, they get paid?
They get paid.
How much?
Between $40 and almost $300 right now. This is for the current stage of the experiment, which only involves 2 visits to our lab.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what will happen once they show up.
So in the first visit, you simply play a simple game. It's just making choices between simple options. A member of our staff goes over the instructions, makes sure you understand everything. It's very, very simple, takes about an hour. In the second visit, you just answer some questions, fill out some questionnaires, and this is it. In the next step, if you're eligible and interested, you can also participate in an MRI experiment in which you will be playing the same game inside the MRI scanner, so we'll be able to look at the brain activation.
Okay, that might slow people down a little bit. I have to go inside an MRI. So how long is that process?
First of all, it's not required. So you can just participate in the first stage and decide, this is it, I don't want to do any MRI experiment. If you are interested, the MRI experiment takes between 1 hour and 2 hours, about 1 hour inside the scanner.
Is that the day that you get $300?
No, you get $300 before you even go to the MRI experiment.
Hey.
For the MRI experiment, you can get up to another $300.
Well, that might make people think that the 2 hours might be very well worth it. Now,
I hope
how is the information of this study going to be used ultimately?
So one way is to inform decision makers and people who work with older adults about how older adults can be influenced by different factors. For example, the uncertainty in the options. Maybe an older adult takes that, is more influenced by that than a younger adult. Maybe is less influenced, and so on. So physicians, for example, need to know that when they ask you to choose between different treatments.
Right.
Another way is that we will gain some more information about how the brain works when we make decisions and which are the brain areas that are participating and that change their participation and their activation as we get older.
Fascinating. Dr. Levy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I've never met a neuroscientist. This is a first for me, so gotta shake your hand on that.
Thank you. If I can just give the recruitment information.
Sure.
If possible, there is a phone number, 203-737-2779. If you're interested, please call our lab.
And of course, we'll have all of that information on our website, so you can just go to our website and check that out at WTNH.com.